Fort Lauderdale, Florida. The Mislu Television Network presents the second round of the North American Soccer League playoffs, featuring the Cosmos and the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Tonight's game is brought to you by
Tonight's game is brought to you by Dr. Pepper, the most original soft drink ever. Burger King, where New Yorkers get the burgers they want, the way they want them. America loves burgers, and we're America's Burger King. The Gulf Oil Corporation, who reminds you that we need to conserve our energy, so use your gasoline wisely. Pony, the new challenger in athletic footwear. The brewers of Schaefer Beer, as another major event in your Schaefer circle of sports. Schaefer, your last one tastes as good as your first. And by Volkswagen's Rabbit, Dasher, Sirocco, and your local Volkswagen dealer.
Get away to the cosmos. Come on, make your getaway to the non-stop fun of soccer. Get away to the cosmos.
I don't know if you can hear me because I can't hear myself. This is Howard David along with Jim Carvelis as the Cosmos get ready to meet the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. And I think what I did was pick the wrong side of the field to give you the opening remarks because I'm right in the midst of the Fort Lauderdale bench. And Jim, I don't know if you can hear me upstairs, but it's absolutely deafening down here on the field at Lockhart Stadium.
Well, Howard, I can hear you, barely. This is going to be a big advantage for this club. It was the same advantage the Cosmos had when we played them at home Sunday. This club is ready. Keep in mind, this club did win 19 games during the regular season. They are an outstanding club, and the Cosmos fans should not be fooled by the 8-3 win. I think it's going to be a good ball game. The field is a little more narrow, Howard, 66 yards as opposed to 70. They got this crowd going for them. They know they've got to win. Their backs are against the wall, but luckily for them, the wall is the wall of their own stadium. I think it's going to be a great ball game, Howard. One of these two clubs will finish the season tonight, but no matter who loses the game, both clubs will have had a great season.
Well, Jim, I'll tell you, if you're wondering what this is, obviously you can see it. It's a picture of the Cosmos, their whole team, and it is it's a team picture, obviously, and it was done by Ralph Haberman, who has been following the Cosmos all year long and has done some great work. It's togetherness, and that's the whole story. Togetherness, teamwork. Cosmos in Fort Lauderdale will be back with the starting lineups right after this message.
And now, class, you're great.
Miss Baxter, I just want to say thanks for all you've done.
Hey, fellow students, can't you see? Learning only comes with originality. A Dr. Pepper.
What's so original about a cola?
It's not a cola, it's much, much more.
Remarkable taste.
Drink Dr. Pepper. It's the most original soft drink ever in the whole wide world.
A for originality, D in everything else.
Pepper.
Pele, Quinaglia, the best in the game. On their classy feet, you'll see only the best. Pony, the soccer shoe of champions. More and more of the world's finest athletes are turning to Pony because Pony means winning. And now you can wear the shoe of champions, too. Pony soccer shoes come in both men's and boys' sizes and are available at fine sporting goods stores everywhere.
Lockhart Stadium, 15,000 fans. They are ready. The Cosmos against Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Howard, I think we ought to remind the people that this is a simulcast. You're listening to this game live, first of all, on WOR radio right now, and it'll be on delay on Pix Television at 11 o'clock tonight. So if during the game you think Howard and I are talking too much, it's only because we're thinking of our radio audience as well, and we just want you to know that up front. There, speaking of up front, is Shep Messing. He'll have a big job to do in the nets. And both clubs are ready, as you can see. There's Gordon Banks, one of the all-time great goalkeepers. He's had a great year, was the league's most valuable player. The Cosmos have been the club that has done the most damage to him during the year, Howard.
Right, Jim. Of course, 8 goals Sunday night. Before that, Cosmos have scored a total of 14 goals on Gordon Banks. 14 goals. He's only given up, I believe, 37 the whole year. So he's a great goalkeeper. There's no question about it. Shep Messing, getting back to Shep very quick as we take a look at 2 of the strikers there. Shep Messing is nursing a bit of a virus cold. He is nasal. He feels feverish, but he said, there's only one way you can keep me out of this game, and that's to lock me up someplace and tie me down, because I won't stay away. All right, the kickoff is taken over, along with yours truly, Howard David, now for the play-by-play, and Jim Carvelis.
All right, thank you, Howard. On the attack, Fort Lauderdale coming to Cosmos zone, broken up in the Cosmos, reacquired by Ray Hudson. Hudson is their midfield player. He's going to direct the show here tonight. Cosmos took him out of the game Sunday in the Giant Stadium, but this is a new ball game. Alberto, now to Canaglia, the midfield line. Back to Carlos Alberto being marked. Now look for Fort Lauderdale to mark very closely. They're going to guard very closely. They felt they gave the Cosmos too much room at the Giant Stadium. They've got a more narrow field to work with here. It's going to be easier for them to mark more closely. And here they come on the attack. Garbett, foul, Garbett.
Foul committed by Fort Lauderdale. Ray Hudson committed the infraction. Correction, it was Hudson that was fouled. We'll get it together.
All right, here come the Strikers on the attack. Here's a hard shot saved by Messing. Hard shot from the left side, and this crowd is really up, and so are the Strikers. Cosmos and the Strikers, Lockhart Stadium, bedlam here. Now, we had 77,000, Howard, and they didn't make much more noise than these people are making. The acoustics are right here as well.
Everything is relative, Jim. You know, 77,000 in Giant Stadium. I don't know, they have 14 or 15 here, but it's a sellout. And these people yell every bit as loud.
There's some good defense. Aguirre tying up Tony Field. And now a whistle blows, and they're going to call a foul against Fort Lauderdale. It's going to be against Hudson, who was on the ground, and he was impeding the progress of Tony Field. All right, Cosmos get a free kick. This free kick will come about 10 yards past the midfield line in Fort Lauderdale zone. Beckenbauer puts it in play on the left side to Carlos Alberto now. They're in Lauderdale zone. Carlos chips it for Pele at the 35, but Aguirre heads it away. And the crowd goes crazy on every play here. Werner Roth gets it to Moraes along the left wing now. They're in Lauderdale zone just across the line. To Tony Field making a run toward the 35. Aguirre picks him up. Field goes to Canaglia, back to Tony Field. He's in the area. Back to Giorgio. Here's a shot and a great save by Banks. Canaglia ripped it with his left foot, and Banks made a great save.
I'll tell you what, Jim, you watch the back heel of Giorgio to Tony Field. On the give and go, back to Giorgio, and a bullet with the left foot, but Banks rejected the shot just inside the bar.
All right, it'll be Stevie Hunt, the corner kick now out of the left corner. Cosmos lining up in front. He gets it to Tony Field in the area. It's broken up now nicely by Colin Fowles. Fowles made the defensive play, and Fort Lauderdale, Howard, is playing the kind of defense we thought they would play. Very sticky defense, very determined defense.
You know, Jim, obviously the Fort Lauderdale fans were watching the game back here in Fort Lauderdale on Sunday, because when Whittle was introduced to the crowd, they gave a big thunderous ovation. Of course, he scored 2 goals of Fort Lauderdale's 3 on Sunday.
All right, Cosmos get it back now. Garbett shy of the midfield line. Terry Garbett holding the ball now, looking up the field. Gets away from one man. Terry Garbett now to the midfield line. Garbett looking on the left side for Moraes. Nelson now. He's about 10 yards in Lauderdale zone to Stevie Hunt now. Stevie holds the ball now, being driven back again. Makes a good ball on the right side here if Bobby Smith can catch it. He can, but it has it knocked over the far sideline. It'll be a throw in. Cosmos inside the 35-yard line. Bobby Smith
Bobby played very, very aggressive on Sunday, one of the stars of the game, and there were many. Matter of fact, you might say there were 11, but he really had an outstanding game defensively.
All right, Canaglia with the ball now. Has it tackled away nicely. Good defensive play. And here comes Hudson. Almost ridden off the ball by Canaglia. Bobby Smith now knocks it away from Hudson. No foul call. The referee says play on. Fans wanted a foul. Garbutt. A long chip coming for Pele, but Aguirre heads it away. Tony Field picks it up, slips it at the 35-yard line. Tony Field is kicked by Aguirre. No foul there. Now Tony Field isn't too happy with that call. And here come the Lauderdale Strikers. A much more intense team tonight, but they've got to be. They don't win here tonight, it's all over. Now a long ball along the left wing, and here come the Strikers again. In front, crossing, and Alberto knocks it down and knocks it over the goal line. Corner kick coming up for the Strikers. Lockhart Stadium is jam-packed. 40 minutes and 17 seconds to play in the first half. Jim Carvelis and Howard David.
We might add, Jim, that we are on the side of the Fort Lauderdale fans and Fort Lauderdale bench, so it's really difficult to hear.
All right, here's the corner right in front. Messing punches it away. Comes outside the area, headed back in again where Garbutt gets it for the Cosmos. Looking to get out. Canaglia almost knocked down by Whalen, and the ball picked up by Lauderdale back in their own zone. Roberto Aguirre now chipping on the left wing, and Lauderdale has it again. The Strikers coming with Colin Fowles now, shy of the 35. Now the pass aside to Irvine, knocked down. No foul call. The referee says play on. Fans don't like it. Here comes Beckenbauer. Franz shy of the midfield line, stopping. Now going again. He is tripped, and the referee does call that one. He does call that one, Howard.
Well, Beckenbauer was tripped up there by number 2, Maurice Whittle, as he goes down on the turf. Cosmos on the attack. Bobby Smith across the way.
And Bobby has it knocked away from Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale. No score in the game. This is Cosmos Soccer.
Schaefer consistency starts with Country Pure Water. Heading for the Schaefer Brewery.
I can't even see their numbers. So this isn't the right number.
Country Pure Water is good enough for Schaefer. Good enough to be Kreuzen brewed. That's brewing twice. For over 130 years, it's given every Schaefer a smooth, crisp, consistently great taste. Schaefer consistency. Put it to the test. You'll find your last one tastes as good as your first.
College brought them together. Their love, can't quit, kept them together.
We'll beat them together.
Playing sports. One-on-one. That makes me really happy. Starring Robbie Benson. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
When love stops being a ball and starts being a woman. One-on-one, rated PG. The story of a winner.
It's coming soon with theater near you. Time remaining 38 minutes and 2 seconds. No scores yet. Each team has had an attack of sorts. Cosmos Canaglia put a bullet shot right on Gordon Banks about 7 minutes ago, but Banks was equal to the task. Jimmy?
All right, Giorgio Canaglia now. He's being chased back in his own zone, but is picked up by Franz Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer to Stevie Hunt. Broken up. Again, tight marking by Fort Lauderdale. Good
Ray
defensive
Lugg.
play that time, right. Ray Lugg. Tim Parkin, number 5, is on Canaglia. Ray Lugg, number 3. Tony Whalen, 6. Maurice Whittle is back there. Aguirre also. He's all over Pele. Aguirre is. And now Fort Lauderdale knocks it all the way back to Gordon Banks. There is no score in this game. And we have 37-20 to play in the first half. Jim Carvelis and Howard David. Again, a reminder, this is a simulcast tonight, live on OR Radio, and when you watch it on Pix Television tonight at 11 o'clock. All right, here's Tony Field breaking in, and the ball headed back nicely to the goalkeeper. Nicely back to Gordon Banks. And the good defensive play was made there by Maurice Whittle.
Right, and Tony Whalen also in on the play defensively for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. Whalen much bigger than Tony Field in height, and of course has command over him in the air. As Fort Lauderdale striking from across the way, Aguirre now in the middle of the park.
All right, Aguirre now coming forward. Now a ball into the penalty area. Look out. Working with the ball out. This is Piper. He started as a defender last game. Here's a shot shanked. And now the clearing pass broken up. Alberto hit the official. Cosmos controlled it at the top of their area with Moraes. He gets it to Pele. Pele trying to dummy the ball. And Cosmos put it in play. It was a hands ball. Here's a ball that gets over the head momentarily of the defender. There's Canaglia racing for the ball. Now Giorgio, a long cross for Pelé. A bit too long. He'll bring it under control. Now to Tony Field in the box. Tony going to beat his man. Makes a crossing pass out front. Stevie Hunt is tackled in the area. Cosmos wanted penalty kick. Referee said, see you later. Now here comes Hudson. Midfield for the Strikers of Fort Lauderdale. Long ball again along the left wing, but this time Alberto got there first. And out of Bobby Smith. Howard?
You know, Jim, I would say that emotion is underscored maybe, but the emotion is riding high on the field and in the stands. The Fort Lauderdale Striker fans are really becoming soccer wise, and they're fully aware of what's going on out there. It's a do-or-die situation for the Strikers, and quite frankly, a do-or-die situation for the Cosmos. They like to wrap it up in regulation.
Rochester has beaten Toronto in that other series, as you probably know by now. All right, coming in, there's Piper, edge of the box. Here's a long cross, but Bobby Smith heads it out nicely. Piper collects it outside the box on the right. He's trying to beat Werner Roth this time, and a pushing foul on Roth. It'll set up a free kick outside the box for Fort Lauderdale.
Werner trying to get the position on the play, Jim, committing the infraction just to the right of the penalty box.
All right, it'll be Hudson now or Aguirre to take it. And I believe Aguirre talked him out of it, at least momentarily. Roberto Aguirre, the Cosmos setting up a three-man wall. Pelé's in that wall. Here's the cross, headed out by Werner Roth. Controlled by Lauderdale outside the box. Here's a shot that's off the side of the foot of Colin Fowles. It'll be picked up along the sideline by the Cosmos. Here's Garbutt with the ball. Now to Pelé. He hasn't had it much early in the game. No score in the game if you're just tuning in. 34 minutes and 22 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Tony Field making a run along the right side. He's got Bobby Smith overlapping and gets it up to Bobby. Bobby along the right wing. Still with the ball and now has a tackle over the goal line. And I believe we're going to have a corner kick coming up. Corner kick coming up for the Cosmos. A good run by Bobby Smith, Howard, and a good pass by Field. Cosmos looking as if they just want to weather the storm here for the first 15 or 20 minutes and then get back with their game. Lauderdale has really come out hyped up, no doubt about that.
Well, again, crowd has got a lot to do with it, as it had the effect on the Cosmos on Sunday.
All right, it'll be Tony Field to take it. Now, Werner Roth is sneaking into the area as well for the Cosmos. He's good in the air. Canaglia's right in front. Now the long, low boot is knocked out of there by Aguirre, playing a fine game so far. Roberto, the veteran. Now Stevie Hunt, top of the box, beats Hudson. And now gets a good ball on the right for Tony Field to come into the box. Tony is taken down again, and this time the referee says no foul again. Well, I shouldn't say this time, he's done it twice. Now here's a long ball. That's going to be picked off by Lauderdale. Coming in on goal, they've got a breakaway. And a goal! And a goal! Fort Lauderdale has scored!
David Irving.
David Irving!
Irving
and Lauderdale leads 1-0.
David Irving on an outstanding individual effort on a long ball that Irving chipped over Carlos Alberto. Got the inside position as he crossed it inside the 35. Had one more man to beat, Nelson Moraes. He didn't wait for him. He rifled his shot with the right foot and goes over the left shoulder of Shep Messing into the back of the goal.
It was a great goal, a great effort by Irving from Lockhart Stadium here in Fort Lauderdale. The score, Strikers 1, Cosmos nothing. This is Cosmos Soccer.
People, all kinds of people, more than a million a day, keep their lives moving on by making a stop along the way at Gulf, the stop that keeps America going.
Every day, people come to Gulf for quality gasolines and oils formulated for top efficiency to help engines last. Use fuel wisely, and when it's time, stop at Gulf.
Gulf, the stop that keeps America going.
Now let me see if I read the ad right. In General Motors' 5-car showdown, they tested their Buick Opal against the Toyota Corolla, the Subaru DL, the Datsun B210, and the Volkswagen Rabbit. There were 4 different tests. Okay, now GM did the tests, but the overall winner was the VW Rabbit. Oh, okay, General Motors, you convinced me. I'll buy the Rabbit.
Time of David Irving's goal, 12:45 into the first half. Irving unassisted. as the Fort Lauderdale Strikers now will have a corner kick in the right corner.
All right, now our Cosmos under pressure. Comes out to fouls outside the area, back to Aguirre at the 35-yard line of the Cosmos. Roberto running to his right, Pele on him. A long, high chip will go over the goal. And the Cosmos down 1-0. Have really run into a buzzsaw here, Howard. 31 minutes and 37 seconds to play in the first half. Keep in mind, should the Cosmos win this first game, it's all over. Should they lose, then we'll have a 30-minute sudden death for the division championship and the right to meet Rochester in the next two-game series. Stevie Hunt is brought down by Colin Fowle, shy of the midfield line, and Hunt is still down on the ground. He's hurt. Now Stevie actually was trying to beat a couple guys. Now watch, Fowles just came in and tackled him, and the left ankle was flipped out from under him. Steve is being attended to from Lockhart Stadium here while Hunt is being attended to. Let's remind you, it's Strikers 1, Cosmos nothing. This is Cosmos Soccer.
200 million people, no two are quite the same. Each doing things their own way, each plays a different game. And folks who love things their way, well, they come to Burger King.
We broil 600 million burgers a year, fresh and hot, one at a time.
America loves burgers, and we're America's Burger King.
Hi, girls.
Ooh, Johnny!
The usual, right? Cola, cola, and cola for you too.
He remembered.
Wouldn't it be wonderful if you could be original and say,
Dr. Pepper, please. What's so original about Dr. Pepper?
it's not a cola, it's much, much more.
Oh, it's good!
Drink Dr. Pepper. It's the most original soft drink ever in the whole wide world.
I'm off at 8.
I've got a date.
Time remaining 30 minutes and 20 seconds of the first half. Fort Lauderdale has struck first on the goal by David Irving. Ray Hudson picked up an assist on that goal on that long ball as the Cosmos now cross into the offensive striking territory. Jim?
All right, Pele with the ball now, coming toward the 35-yard line. He's looking for Tony Field. He beats a man nicely. Pele to Tony Field. Back to Pele. Out comes Banks. A collision. The ball went over the goal line. It's a corner kick, Cosmos. Nice give and go work there by Pele and Tony Field. And Banks came out to break it up. It went over the goal line. Cosmos short corner. Now Pele crosses in front off the foot of Tony Field. Brought down by Canaglia outside the box to Werner Roth. Broken up by Aguirre. Aguirre has been a workhorse, Howard, on defense. Now broken up again by Fort Lauderdale. Picked up by Beckenbauer. Back to Bobby Smith. They're in Fort Lauderdale zone now. Roth to Garbett. He gets around Colin Fowles. Great effort. Now to Stevie Hunt. Hunt comes to the edge of the box. Beats a couple of guys. Stevie working with the ball. Now a long chip for Pele along the right. He stops it, edge of the box, and he has it knocked away. Good defensive play. And these fans go crazy. You see, these fans just don't only applaud goals. They, like the Cosmos fans, Howard, they're applauding great defensive plays and good passes as well.
Well, they're applauding everything that the Strikers do right, and thus far the Strikers have done a lot of things right. Time remaining 28 minutes and 55 seconds of the first half as the Cosmos are behind 1-0. Cosmos have lost 6 straight on the road, while Fort Lauderdale has really had their problems with the Cosmos in 3 meetings. They've lost 2 by shutout and then were blasted 8-3 last Sunday, so they've got a lot to atone for. And they didn't win 19 games by fluke. They're a good club.
Franz Beckenbauer at the midfield line. Gets a pass to Canaglia over to Pele. He chests it, brings it down. Back for Giorgio. But Whalen will get there first and knock it back to Gordon Banks. Again, good defense by Fort Lauderdale. Gordon Banks, the most valuable player in the NASL this year. Beckenbauer was second in that balloting. Now here's a ball that gets over Werner Roth, and here comes Lauderdale again in an offside. Piper was offside, breaking through. Piper offside. Cosmos trailing 1-0 here. Howard, let's just remind the people once more. Say this game ends in a tie. Well, then we're going to have a 15-minute overtime. If it's still a tie, we will have a shootout. Now, if Fort Lauderdale wins that any possible way, then we're going to go to a 30-minute sudden death. So I hope this doesn't happen, but we could be here all night.
Yeah. I mean, Fort Lauderdale's a nice town, but I don't know if I want to do it under those terms.
All right, Cosmos attacking. Garbett. Now back for Franz Beckenbauer at the 35. Beckenbauer to Tony Field. Now in for Pele in the penalty area. Breaks in, is taken down, and the referee doesn't make a call again. Now that one was more like a penalty kick than the other two, and the referee will not make the call.
Well, the referee was out of position to make the call, but the linesman to the near side was in position to make the call, and he did not.
Cosmos will get a throw in now. Cosmos getting a throw in.
Bobby Smith will throw it in from across the way. Interesting, Jim, to watch Fort Lauderdale play defense. 9 of their 10 running players drop back on defense to thwart the Cosmos, to try to bottle them up. Thus far, it's worked very well, except for almost one goal by Canaglia.
Canaglia fouled by Tim Parkin, who's good in the air, Howard, and he came over the top. Referee called it. The Cosmos have it left sideline. This is Stevie Hunt. He's going to beat Ray Lugg. Ray Lugg pushes him off the ball. Lugg pushed him off the ball and I believe fouled him.
Yeah, Jim, interesting, the fact that the linesman right in front of the play did not make the call, as Stevie Hunt, who took his man to the outside, tried to lead himself, and he was blocked by Lugg. He was interfered with by Lugg. The linesman right in front of the play did not make the call. The referee from 40 yards away made the call.
Howard, what I've seen so far, apart from the enthusiasm Lauderdale is playing with, well, I'll tell you in a moment. The Cosmos will put it in play. Beckenbauer now, just across the 35. Chips it in the box for Canaglia, and it's kicked over the sideline, the left sideline by Parkin. Banks was coming out that time. It was dangerous, but Parkin made the play. Parkin's got the job of guarding Canaglia. Now with the ball, this is Pele, a long cross in front, but Gordon Banks is right there to pick it off. What I was going to say, Howard, was that because the field is more narrow, 66 yards, that's 2 yards on either side, Cosmos seem to be bunching up a bit. They don't seem to be as wide, obviously, as they are in the Giant Stadium where it's 70. Now, that is not an excuse. That's just a fact. As a result, it's easier to play defense against the Cosmos, who want that space, who need it desperately. Like Colin Fowles took a whack at Nelson Moraes.
Yeah, but Moraes is going to get the foul. Moraes back in the action as he was there playing defense and interfered with the striker. Well, there was a couple of kicks being exchanged in there also, but the foul was called on Nelson, and Fort Lauderdale will have a free kick about 5 yards outside of the penalty area.
Ray Lugg wanted to take the kick, and then Aguirre said, go back and play defense. We'll take care of this up here. Piper's got the ball. Piper chips it toward the post. It goes over Whalen's head. Now his shot is knocked over the goal line. I believe it was last touch by the Cosmos. It was. We have a corner kick coming up for Fort Lauderdale. If you're just tuning in, it's a 1-0 Fort Lauderdale lead in this ball game, and we have 24 minutes and 39 seconds to play in the first half. Irving scored the goal. Here's a corner kick in front of the net, and it's punched out nicely by Messing. Beckenbauer gets rid of it beautifully to Pele. He's at the 35-yard line of the Cosmos. Pele is at midfield already. Pele picked up by Whalen now to Stevie Hunt. Garbutt's free on the left side. He gets the pass from Hunt. Garbutt left of the box now along the left wing. Terry being marked closely, gets it back to Carlos Alberto. Here's a shot by Alberto over the top from Lockhart Stadium. Here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the score. Cosmos 0, Lauderdale 1.
Shep Messing for Smokeless Tobacco.
I love soccer, and I love tobacco, but I don't light up. I get my tobacco pleasure the smokeless way, and so can you. With mild Happy Days mint, Skoal with the fresh wintergreen flavor, and Copenhagen for straight tobacco taste. Just a little pinch between your cheek and gum is all it takes. But the best part of going smokeless? It's really relaxing. Try some.
A consistently great tasting beer starts with country pure water, heading for the Schaefer Brewery in Lehigh Valley. Here, only country pure water is good enough to be Kreuzen brewed. That's brewing twice. For over 130 years, it's given every Schaefer a smooth, crisp, consistently great taste. Schaefer consistency. Put it to the test. You'll find your last one tastes as good as your first.
Time remaining 23 minutes in the first half. Fort Lauderdale leading 1-0, and the Strikers are trying to strike again.
Bobby Smith broke up that pass in the penalty area, intended for Deuce Nip. It went over the sideline. It'll be a throw-in for Fort Lauderdale. 1-0, Lauderdale Strikers on top. Thrown to Aguirre now, right in the box. Roberto now looking to cross it to the far post, but Bobby Smith is headed away nicely to Pele. Now Pele running. Gets by a man beautifully. He's across the midfield line. Cosmos running with 3 men. Field on the right, Hunt on the left, Canali in the middle. They go to Tony Field. He's coming in the penalty area. Broken up nicely and knocked over the sideline by Whalen. Whalen made a whale of a defensive play that time, Howard.
Well, it was not really a great pass by Pele, as his pass did not lead Tony Field the right way, but Whalen managed to catch up with the play. Hey, Pele can't be perfect all the time. Just 9 out of 10, that'll do.
Fort Lauderdale now has the ball again, and they're going to come out of their own zone and try to. They get it to the fullback, Ray Lugg. He'll make a run along the right wing now. Beckenbauer comes to pick him up. He's across the midfield line. Ray Lugg with the ball now, right on the sideline. Gets it to Piper, and it's knocked out of bounds by Carlos Alberto. They call a foul on Carlos Alberto along the right sideline.
Yeah, Jim, Carlos pushed him off the ball, there's no question, but he did it right in front of the Fort Lauderdale fans. That was a mistake.
Alberto broke up a play in the penalty area. A shot knocked down by Bobby Smith. Another shot is shanked, and it goes over the goal line. We're going to have a goal kick coming up for Shep Messing and the Cosmos. Time remaining, 21 minutes and 34 seconds in the first half. Jim Carvelis, Howard David, 1-0 Lauderdale. Howard?
Cosmos now accepting mail order reservations for next year. Just send your name and address and choice of location to the Cosmos office at 75 Rockefeller Plaza in New York. All reservations should include a deposit of $25 per seat. Now, at the Fort Lauderdale game, there were over 77,000 reasons why you should buy our tickets now for 1978.
All right, Cosmos lose the ball again. This time it's picked up on the right side here by Colin Fowles. He's inside the 35 along the right wing against Nelson Moraes. Takes him to the left. Fowles' shot is knocked down by Beckenbauer. Picked up by Canali shy of the 35-yard line. Giorgio running with the ball now, coming toward midfield. Lays it on the right wing for Tony Field to come to the middle of the field. Tony will come across midfield, right at the midfield line. He drops it for Beckenbauer, who comes right up the middle. Here comes Franz, looking to make a run. Beckenbauer, a long chip for Canaglia, but it's headed away by Whalen. Whalen's done a great job on defense. The entire club has. Well, the Cosmos knew there wasn't going to be an 8-3 game, Howard. They knew they were going to be in for you tonight. So did their fans, really. They knew that Lauderdale was still smarting from that loss, and they'd come out here in front of their home fans and do a number, and they've done that number. Garbutt makes a good defensive play for the Cosmos now. Picked up by Franz Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer chips it for Stevie Hunt, but Whalen is there. Hunt fights him off the ball nicely. Good play by Stevie. Now he chips it to Tony Field inside the 35. Field chips it toward Pele on the left. Pele racing for the ball, has it cleared and knocked away. It'll be coming back across the midfield line where Terry Garbutt will pick it off. Howard?
You know, Jim, no team likes to get embarrassed. No professional team likes to get embarrassed, particularly professional clubs. So Fort Lauderdale, you know, aside from the fact that it's a do-or-die situation, they want to reinstate their pride in front of their hometown crowd.
Right, here comes Lauderdale again to the Cosmo 35. They've done a lot of attacking. A long curving ball is knocked down by Bobby Smith. A battle for the ball and a foul on Bobby Smith outside the area on the left side. Now Bobby Smith. Now they say Bobby Smith was fouled. They say it was Smitty fouled by George Deucenip. Time remaining, 19:25 to play in the first half. If you're just tuning in, Lauderdale scored within the first 13 minutes of the game. 12:35 to be exact, and a goal by Irving. They've been attacking a lot. Cosmos trying to hold them in, trying to regain their composure. They're playing a club that's really after them here tonight, Howard. No doubt about it. But champions have to learn to play well in the other guy's ballpark and in big games.
You know, before the game, the band that was here was playing the theme from Rocky, which kind of is indicative of what is going on here today. Fort Lauderdale is Rocky, and the Cosmos are, you know, they're Apollo Creed. If you want to place characters in their right perspective.
And the Cosmos fans are hoping they'll get the same result. A good fight by Rocky and Apollo Creed winning. All right, with the ball, Alberto now inside his 35. Looking. Not many people open. He gets it to Beckenbauer across the 35, and Franz will always find the open man. This time it's Bobby Smith on the right wing at midfield. Bobby with good speed gets it back to Pele, though. Pele. They give him a little room. Now they chip it to Canaglia. Giorgio in the box, and they say now that Canaglia is offside. Offside. From Lockhart Stadium here in Fort Lauderdale, the score, the Strikers won. The Cosmos, nothing. Let's pause.
In high school, Henry's specialty was passing. At Western University,
I understand. You will.
he learned about the pass. One-on-One, starring Robbie Benson. When love stops being a ball,
we'll beat him together,
and starts being a woman. One-on-One from Warner Brothers, rated PG. The story of a winner.
day, over 1 million people stop at Gulf for high-quality products and a choice of full or self-service. Use your fuel wisely, and when it's time, stop at Gulf.
The stop that keeps America going.
Time remaining in the first half, 17 minutes and 5 seconds. Cosmos trailing Fort Lauderdale by the score of 1-0. A David Irving goal on a Hudson assist, as Pele, doing a little bit of a one-man dance, gets it off to Steve Hunt.
And now the linesman has just called hands ball on Steve Hunt. Linesman called hands ball on Hunt. And it'll be Fort Lauderdale's ball.
Evidently, Hunt agreed with him because he didn't give any slightest bit of resistance to the call.
All right, Gordon Banks now with a goal kick. All right, the Cosmos battling for it, but here is a foul called against Pfeiffer. Pushing Nelson Moraes. Referee makes the call and now has a few words for Norman Piper. All right, Hunt with the ball now for the Cosmos. Shy of the midfield line, give it to Franz. Again, Lug chasing. They're chasing all over the place. They're playing well, no doubt about it. Fort Lauderdale, a tough customer, showing you why they won 19 games during the regular season. As I said before, Howard, I don't think the Cosmos were fooled by that 8-3 win. They knew they couldn't play much better than that. They knew the crowd intimidated this club. And they also knew they were going to come here and have their hands full, and that's exactly what's happening. But we have a long way to go. Colin Fowles was tripped by Terry Garbutt as he came. No, they're not going to call a foul. They're going to say now that Colin Fowles faked it. Well, Cosmos get one there. Now Stevie Hunt coming for the Cosmos, pass to the 35 to Pele, 35 of the strikers. Pele hits the referee with his pass, and Field gives it to Beckenbauer to come right up the middle. Franz very seldom works the wings. He just penetrates. He just slices that defense right in two. To Carlos Alberto moving forward. Now chipping it for Tony Field to the left of the box. Knocked away by Whalen. Whalen made the play. And here's Tony Field fouling Whalen. Field fouling Whalen, and it'll be Lauderdale to put it in play. Hudson with the ball now at his own 35-yard line. Pele comes to play him. A long chip along the right side, and the Pele pressure paid off because he knocked it over the sideline. Cosmos put it in play right away. Alberto at the midfield line along the left wing. Carlos Alberto. Time remaining, 14:50 to play in the first half. Lauderdale by 1. Tony Field's pass, not a very good one. Intended for Pele, picked off by Lug. Now a long ball on the right side for Piper, but getting back nicely was Werner Roth to make the play. That could have been dangerous. It looked a little bit like the goal developing there. Their first goal developed just about the same way. Howard?
You know, Jim, you made a remark before about Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer said just a day or so ago, he said, hey, that 8-3 game, forget about it. It didn't happen. I mean, we won a game, and it, for all intents and purposes, could easily have been 1-0 for all the meaning that it had. Victory was the bottom line. But Beckenbauer said, watch this Fort Lauderdale club. They are very, very dangerous, and we don't take them lightly at all.
All right, with the ball on the left side, they're going for Canaglia, but it was gotten to first by Lug to knock it over the sideline deep in Lauderdale's zone. Here's Pele now outside the box. He takes a shot, and it just goes wide. Going for the upper right-hand corner. He tried to bend it up in that corner. And with 13:50 to play in the game, it is still a 1-0 Lauderdale game, and a good shot of Gordon Banks down there getting ready. In the first half, time remaining 13:41. 11,000 fans have seats in here. Another 4,000 are standing. It might even be more, Howard. They're just standing all over this place, 4 or 5 deep behind the fences.
You know, and I was coming over to the hotel this afternoon after getting off the plane. I said to the cab driver, said to me, he said, boy, I'd like to see about 40,000 there tonight. I said, if you had a ballpark here that big, probably you would sell 40,000.
All right, look out. Lauderdale on the goal line. There's a long cross and a header, and it just goes wide. Just goes wide by Irving. Just missed the post, and that was very, very close as Lauderdale is dangerous again, striking up that left wing. Werner Roth was beaten with a good move. A good cross got just by Bobby Smith, and the second man was Irving, and he almost slotted his second goal of the game. So the Cosmos still trail 1-0 with 12:50 to play in the first half. Remember, if you're listening to this game, it's live on OR, and it'll be delayed. It'll be on 11 o'clock on Pix Television tonight. Now the Cosmos coming forward. Nelson Moraes coming forward, shy of the 35. Aguirre knocks the ball away. Boy, Aguirre and Whalen and Lug. They've all played an outstanding defensive game.
Well, now you know why Fort Lauderdale only gave up 29 goals in the regular season. good reason right here. They're showing you why.
Fouls knocked down Beckenbauer. And, you know, I'm telling you, this club is really going to be aggressive, and you're seeing it here tonight. Colin Fowles knocked down Beckenbauer, and then Moraes is nailed by Gary. They call the second foul. They could have called either one. All right, now the Cosmos going to put a free kick in play. Franz Beckenbauer, and he is about 3 or 4 yards over the midfield line into striker zone. Back to Alberto in the middle of the field. Alberto now starts to run. Now a long chip intended for either Canal or Pele. Neither one went for the ball very hard, and it was knocked back to the keeper. And Lauderdale gets it back again with 11:40 to play in this the first half. Here's another long ball. Lauderdale likes to play the long ball game. They got a goal that way tonight. Now the Cosmos at their own 35-yard line with Garbutt and out of Carlos Alberto. Cosmos under pressure trying to weather the storm. Here's a Tony Field deflection, but it's picked up again by Lauderdale. Ray Lugg chips it toward the far post. Messing came out beautifully to punch it away. Franz Beckenbauer brings it under control at the 35. Now a long ball for Tony Field. It's going to roll over the sideline. From Lockhart Stadium here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, the Cosmos are trailing 1-0, and Messing has had his hands full here tonight. No doubt about that, because Lauderdale has really been pressing him, and most of the balls have been hooking. They've been hooking him from right to left, trying to get him to trying to go to the far post on him and pick him off there. Actually, their goal was scored head on, though, on a breakaway coming inside. Here's a chip to the penalty area. Messing comes out, but it's picked off. Now Messing's out of the goal, but it's controlled by Carlos Alberto. Messing came out of the goal. Messing thought the guy was offside. Then he came out, and the man beat him. And Carlos Alberto saved the goal there as he chested the cross. Now, Lauderdale again on the attack. Aguirre still with the ball. Tony Field using, checking Moraes, using his body beautifully to shield a man away. Makes a bad pass for Pele, though. No doubt about it, Howard. The Cosmos passing has not been very crisp so far. All right, Lauderdale along the right goal line. Now a man in front is unmarked, but the shot went over the top. From Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, the Strikers won. Cosmos nothing. This is Cosmos Soccer.
Pele, Quinalha, the best in the game. On their classy feet, you'll see only the best. Pony, the soccer shoe of champions. More and more of the world's finest athletes are turning to Pony because Pony means winning. And now you can wear the shoe of champions, too. Pony soccer shoes come in both men's and boys' sizes and are available at fine sporting goods stores everywhere.
200 million people, no two are quite the same. Each doing things their own way, each plays a different game. And folks who love things their way, will they come to Burger King?
We broil 600 million burgers a year, fresh and hot, one at a time.
America loves burgers, and we're America's Burger King.
All right, Cosmos have a free kick outside the area. Pele from about 22 yards, but Beckenbauer leaves it for Steve Hunt. Shot, and it's knocked over the goal line. Saved by Banks. That time, Beckenbauer ran right over the ball, and so did Pele. And Stevie Hunt knocked it along the ground, and Banks deflected it over the goal line. I don't think it was going to go in anyway, Howard.
No, but it was good teamwork by the Cosmos on the sequence.
Served in front and headed out of there by Irving. It'll be a throw in for the Cosmos. Into Bobby Smith now. Bobby didn't control it very well. Now gets it, does a nice job, and now bangs it over the goal, Howard.
On that last sequence, Jim, you know, the element of surprise has got to come into play. Everybody thought it was going to be Pele, so Beckenbauer put a deke on, and Fort Lauderdale didn't go for it. And then when Pele stepped over it, they went for that deke. And Stevie Hunt's shot is very explosive. He could have put it in the net. Shot was on goal, but Banks was there.
The deception was pretty good. I think that, as you said, I think Banks was expecting Pele to take it. He scored 2 goals that way on him this year. Look out, here comes Fort Lauderdale attacking again along the left sideline. Hudson, a long, high cross. It goes over Beckenbauer's head, though, and finally knocked down. and the Cosmos get the ball. Lauderdale asking for hands ball. They don't get that call. Beckenbauer on the left to Stevie Hunt, now in the Lauderdale zone. Back to Franz at the midfield line. Franz has Alberto coming with him. There's a long chip intending it for Pele. Not a good pass at all for Franz, especially for Franz. And it's intercepted by Fort Lauderdale, and the Strikers have it in their own zone. Howard?
Well, Jim, when Beckenbauer makes 400 consecutive great plays, he's got to make a mistake sometime. It was not a major mistake. He can't be perfect all the time.
Ray Lugg now running in the Cosmo zone along the right wing. Ray Lugg now right of the box going with Moraes. There he goes to the far post again, but this time it was Beckenbauer to head it away. Jerry Garbutt in the penalty area to Moraes. Now to Alberto, back to Garbutt. Cosmos very casual in their own penalty area. They get it to Franz Beckenbauer. Good play that time by Beckenbauer in front of the net to head the cross away. And again, they're going right to left. They're going for that far post against Shep Messing.
I don't know if there's any rhyme or reason as to why that is, except only that the situation is just presenting itself that way.
All right, Alberto now goes to Pele, side of the 35 of Fort Lauderdale. He chips it for Tony Field to come in the area. Tony now to Canaglia, knocked away. Here's Tony. Here's a pass, and it's deflected over the goal line by Parkin. Parkin deflected the Tony Field pass over the goal line. Tony Field just hit a spectator. Tony Field just took a whack at somebody. I don't know what happened down there. Tony was going for the ball to pick it up for the corner kick and hit a spectator.
Well, the spectator might have just gotten on his nerves. You know, the pressure's on and the emotions are running high.
Now a policeman is coming over with the official. A policeman is over there and they're going to tell that fan. I don't know what the fan was doing anyway. I don't know what the fan was doing over there anyway.
All right, the ball was kicked away. The spectator kicked it away from Tony Field, and Tony got a little bit irate at the spectator, and rightfully so. All right, Pele will take it the corner.
Stevie Hunt, and his volley shot is knocked down again. Fort Lauderdale's defense is up to it again. Here come the Strikers striking. They're at the midfield line. To Hudson. Along the left side, a long left-footed boot now, and Bobby Smith heads it away nicely. To Beckenbauer at the Cosmo 35, and Franz to Pele across the midfield line. Aguirre watching Pele. Pele looking, Cosmos aren't really moving now. They're not enough spaces for them. They're not moving hard. Garbutt along the right wing. He's now at the 35 of Fort Lauderdale. Time remaining 4:45 in the first half. All right, Pele. Now to Canaglia. Parkin knocks it away from Canaglia. Parkin doing the job on Canaglia, Howard.
Defensively, Fort Lauderdale's playing probably the best they can play right now, and they are just swarming all over the Cosmos, not even letting them get a breath of a shot. Or not many shots anyway.
Well, again, keep in mind that this club led the NASL in defense. So, again, don't let the 8-3 game fool you too much. Here's Bobby Smith getting it in the area. It's headed away. Field and Canaglia were right there, but again, the play was made by Parkin and by Whalen. Howard?
Well, Jim, one game this season, Fort Lauderdale permitted the opposition just 6 shots the whole game, and they won that game 2-1. I believe it was Seattle that they beat 2-1. So they are really sticky.
They beat a good Minnesota club here 4-0 in their last regular game of the season. All right, here they come again with Irvine. Knocked away by Alberto. A fine defensive play by Carlos. Now Beckenbauer to Stevie Hunt. The fullback, Lugg, follows him all the way back into his own zone, but now Stevie gets away momentarily, and Lugg
he was fouled again.
Stevie Hunt. He kicked him in the ankle.
The second time that's happened. Hey, this reminder that Safe Toyota, the official car dealer of the Cosmos, located at 1850 Coney Island Avenue in Brooklyn. Visit Safe Toyota and explore the wonderful line of the fine Toyotas available. Ask for Joe Manfredi. Tell him you're a Cosmos fan. You'll get a special discount price. Safe Toyota, 1850 Coney Island Avenue in Brooklyn. Steve Hunt has bit the dust twice tonight. Both times Ray Lugg was the man that committed the foul. And they have issued a yellow card to Ray Lugg. That's a warning. 2 yellow cards, and it's bye-bye for the night. Interesting story about the Rochester-Toronto game last night. Rochester played 2 men short the whole second half and still won 1-0.
Unbelievable. Rochester now has gotten to the semifinals, and they'll play the winner here tonight. Whoever comes out tonight unscathed will play Rochester, and that first game will be Sunday in Rochester. The second game will be Wednesday. All right, here's Pele in the area. He has it knocked down. Pele. A lot of folks probably watching on cable tonight up in the Rochester area, very concerned about who they're going to be playing.
And among the people that are watching on cable in Rochester are probably the Lancers. They're going to play the winner. Moraes is dumped there again. And the 4 Lauderdale fans do not agree. Norman Piper, the man that committed the infraction, as Moraes chased down the ball, and Piper and Moraes tangle up. Piper commits the foul.
All right, here's Pele now. Back to the action, and Pele is brought down in the box.
Got to be a foul.
And we may have a penalty kick.
Yeah, well...
We may have a penalty kick. Pele was brought down. No, the official won't give it. He won't give it in the box.
Definitely.
Now they're going to... Pele's run over the linesman. Pele's run over the linesman. The linesman...
He was fouled in the box. No question. He was fouled in the box.
Will not give it either. He says, go talk to the official. And this is a gutless call, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not one for criticizing officials. Pele came into the box, and as he came into the box, he was tripped.
Well, it's a shame the referees can't take a look at replays, because if he did, it definitely should have been a penalty kick. Pele was fouled just inside the line.
Lauderdale setting up what looks like a 7-man wall. And Stevie Hunt is right in the middle of that wall. Pele and Alberto hanging around the ball. Beckenbauer could take a whack at it. Here's a shot and a great save by Banks. Banks diving to his right, made a sensational save. All right, Beckenbauer now. Cosmos applying pressure. We're going to show you that shot in just a moment. All right, with the ball, Werner Roth. Now to Garbutt inside the 35 on the right wing. Here's a long cross for Canaglia. Punched out of there nicely by Banks. Beckenbauer gets the ball. Franz to the head of the box. Plays it in for Stevie Hunt. Hunt shot, save. Hunt cross in front. It came out and it's cleared. Cosmos coming very close again. Moraes. And it's knocked over the near sideline by Whalen with 1:24. Howard, the Cosmos almost did it. Unbelievable action. Beckenbauer came in, made a great pass to Hunt. Hunt tried to slide it under Banks, and he made another great save and then crossed in front, and nobody was there.
Banks just made a great play, just smothered the shot and was all over the ball. Time remaining 1:03 before the end of the half. Cosmos trail it 1-0.
All right, Bobby Smith to Pele, and it's broken up. Pele came back to get it, though. We have 53 seconds remaining on the clock. Here's Stevie Hunt outside the box. His shot is knocked down by Whalen. You know, Howard, the Cosmos beat Washington 8-2, and Eric Martin looked terrible that night, and then we went to Washington, and he looked like the greatest goalkeeper in the league. Well, it's happening right here now. Lauderdale with the ball now with 34 seconds to go in the half, and it looks very much as if they're going to go into halftime leading, and this crowd really loving it. Along the right wing now, Lauderdale decides to attack. Hudson at his own 35-yard line. Plays it laterally for Colin Fowles. And now they play it for Whalen. The time says 17 seconds. Official time is kept by the referee. On the left, Irving now. Played by Carlos Alberto and Bobby Smith. Irving plays it outside. Here's a shot knocked down by Bobby Smith. It'll be recovered by Hudson against Moraes. Hudson gets it off on his left side. Now plays it deep on the left. Here's a shot that's easily saved by Messing. And that's going to be the end of the first half. With a score here, Fort Lauderdale Strikers 1, Cosmos 0. This is Cosmos Soccer.
In Lexington, Kentucky, the taxi business is really hopping because they're using Volkswagen Rabbits.
To the airport and hop on it.
The passengers find them surprisingly comfortable, so they're happy. The drivers maneuver better in traffic, so they're happy. And the cab company cut their gas bill by 1/2, so they're happy. Maybe you should consider a rabbit for the people you taxi around.
Let's go, Ma, and step on it.
What's the secret behind Schaefer beer's consistently great taste? Well, it starts with the country pure water that flows into Schaefer's Lehigh Valley Brewery. Then, Schaefer's brewed twice, Kreuzen brewed. For over 130 years, every Schaefer's been Kreuzen brewed for a smooth, crisp, consistently great taste. Schaefer consistency. Put it to the test. You'll find your last one tastes as good as your first.
This is Television Sports USA, the Mislu Television Network. Let's pause for local station identification.
See the one from Channel 4?
First half action, 1 goal. That's the whole story. David Irving, number 12 for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers at the 12:45 mark of the first half on a brilliant long ball pass by Hudson. And that's the only goal of the first half. Big question mark as to whether or not Pillay was fouled in the penalty box or not. The official and the linesman, the referee and the linesman both said no, it was just outside of the penalty area. Although when we looked at it, and looked at it 3 times, 4 times, in addition to the original time, well, he was fouled inside the box. So the referee, I hate to say blew the call, but he blew the call. All right, 1-0 in the first half. Here at Lockhart Stadium in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where Fort Lauderdale is leading the Cosmos by the score of 1-0. August 14th was a big day, Sunday afternoon at Giant Stadium, before a crowd of 77,691. It started off with Pillay, who fed Stevie Hunt coming in from the left side, right by Gordon Banks for the first goal of the game. That was a minute and a half into the game. On some great teamwork by the Cosmos, and the big throng, which had not settled in their seats, was treated to a goal. Then Stevie Hunt started it over again to Beckenbauer. Beckenbauer streaked down the field, a give and go to Hunt, back to Beckenbauer. And Franz Beckenbauer split the seam of the defense and just towed it into the net. That made it 2-0. Cosmos on top 2-0 at that point, as the scoreboard lit up with Franz, and Franz started it all over again. As he took it way down low, the goalkeeper was out of the net, and Canaglia wrapped it home as the fallen Gordon Banks took a look at Canaglia, applauding himself and waving to the crowd, and the Cosmos were off to a 4-0 lead, a 3-0 lead at that point. Then it was Stevie Hunt's turn as he split the seam of the defense. Great change of direction. He brought it into the penalty area all by himself and blew it right by Gordon Banks and made it 4-0. Fort Lauderdale then answered with a goal, which made it 4-1 at the half. In the second half, Tony Field made his mark in the back of the net. Again, some great change of direction by Tony Field, and he wrapped it into the net just inside the bar, and that made it 5-1. Of course, Pillay, the first man to greet Tony Field, and the crowd loved it at Giant Stadium. 6th goal of the game for the Cosmos. Beckenbauer to Carlos Alberto to Canaglia. Off the rebound, it went off of Banks. Canaglia there for the rebound, smelling it like a hungry cat, and he wrapped it in. Giorgio had 3 goals on the day. Got his 3rd as Tony Field brought it up. Led Giorgio brilliantly. Didn't get all of it, but got enough of it to put it into the net. That was the 7th goal of the game. Nelson Moraes started off the next one, the 8th and final goal. As Moraes brought it down, it went right by Canaglia, and Gary Etherington, his very first goal in the North American Soccer League. What a big thrill it is for number 21, Gary Etherington. The story of the day was the attendance. An NASL record, a Canadian and American record. The Cosmos fans, we love you, 77,691. Final score was 8-3. Cosmos beat Fort Lauderdale. Tonight, a different situation thus far, with Fort Lauderdale ahead by the score of 1-0 at halftime. Big crowd here at Lockhart Stadium. They only seat 11,000 plus, but they have at least 4,000 standing room only. Crowd of over 15,000, and if they could sell 40 or 50,000 here tonight, I believe they could. All right, with the score 1-0, Fort Lauderdale leading the Cosmos at halftime. A reminder that you're listening to Cosmos Soccer.
Line goes into the corner, right side of the box, comes back into the box, is knocked down, and the referee allows play to continue. Right, the ball up across the 35-yard line. Here's the tackle on The big guy, Canaglia, back there, stolen away by Ray Lugg. Inside the 35. Pass off to Piper. Piper, right corner of the box, looking for the chip. Here it is. To the near side. Headed out by Smith. Half volley kept in by Chadwick. Right corner, shot high across the crossbar. Taken by Ray Lugg. He got the left boot on it, got a little high. So it'll be a goal kick for Messing. Actually, Alberto will take it. We're into the overtime period. The first 7.5 minutes. Score tied 2-2. First team to score will win the game. Here's Proctor. Proctor to Whittle on an intercepted pass. Whittle gets it back to midfield. Outside the 35 to Irving. He's got Dusnip down the left wing. Irving inside the 35-yard line. Goes out the left corner of the box. Goes down the left side of the box. Drops it back for Dusnip. Georgie waiting for some help. Moves into the box. Crosses out in front. Here's the centering pass. Proctor knocks the deflection down out in front. Whittle, 35-yard line, drops it back inside the 35 to Dusnip. Out in front to Chadwick. Chadwick gets around his man, leaves it out for Dusnip. Dusnip up the left corner of the box. Has a shot knocked away by Alberto out across the goal line. It'll be a corner kick for the Strikers. If nobody scores in either one of these 2 and 7.5 minute overtimes, we'll have a shootout. The Strikers win. We'll go into a 30-minute sudden death overtime to determine the winner of the series. We have 4:59 left to go in the first 7.5 minutes. Dusnip takes the corner for the Strikers. Here's the chip out in front. Up they go. Headed out by Sono. 3 Strikers there. Ball is down inside the box, and we get a whistle. And there's a man down on the field inside the goal area for the Cosmos, and the referee is stopping play. We can't.
One of their players got hurt, Rick, and that's why they stopped the play. And
went up on the header.
The clock.
So play is momentarily halted. Now we want to explain once again. This is the way it operates. With the score tied at the end of regulation play, 2-2, the Strikers still haven't won a game in this series. So they go into 2 7.5 minute overtime periods, actually a maximum of 15 minutes. If a goal is scored in the first 7.5 minutes, of course, the second 7.5 minutes is not necessary. The first team to score wins. If the Strikers score the first goal, then we will go into a 30-minute overtime period. Maximum of 30, split up into 2 15-minute periods. The first team to score wins the whole series. But the Strikers, as far as the Striker rooters are concerned, they must win in this overtime. If no scoring in the overtime, we'll go into a shootout where the 5 best shooters on each team will go man-on-man against the goalkeeper.
Rick, let me caution you here. If that ball player does not get up under his own steam, they cannot bring in another substitute because they've already made 3. So they would have to play 1 man short.
That's Werner Roth, the fine young center back from Pratt Institute, one of the United States players on the Cosmos team, and he's up under his own power. And apparently will be able to continue. The rules in soccer are not as liberal substitution-wise as they are in American football. All right, the Cosmos will clear it up. Los Angeles out in front of Dallas with 40 minutes to go in their playoff game at Dallas tonight by a score of 1-0. Here it's 2-2 in the first 7.5 minute overtime period. Whalen back out in front of the penalty box, loses the ball, forced Cosmos down here. Here's Hunt, shoots, knocked down. We get a whistle offside anyway on the Cosmos. They had too many men up front. Banks was equal to the task, but the referee right on top of the play, watching the linesman on the near side, whistled an offsides. Too many men up front. All right, Gordon, here's the clear. Off Proctor's head, right side, Chadwick boots the ball ahead inside the 35, but Carlos Alberto, the fine sweeper, former captain of the Brazilian national team for the Cosmos, head to Moraes. Moraes inside the 35-yard line, quickly in the box. Ball is tackled out of there. Picking it up off the far side is Hunt, across to the near side for Etherington, boots the ball out. Be a goal kick for Banks. We have 3:39 left to go in this first 7.5 minute overtime period. So we have umpteen possibilities. All right, Banks clears out the Whittle. Whittle back into Banks, and Gordon will get the pressure off by that maneuver and will clear it out himself. Overflow crowd, 14,152. The long clearing kick by Banks. Up they go for the header. Roth knocks down the striker involved, and a foul on Werner Roth. I think it was
It's Irving that's on the ground.
David Irving. And here comes Fast Freddy, the Strikers trainer out on the field. Here it comes again. Roth and Irving go up for the header. Now you see Irving duck his head as Roth comes down right back on his back. So we have 2 minutes, 51 seconds showing on the board, and Fast Freddy, Fred Forger, the Strikers trainer who has gained his own reputation, is out there ministering to Irving, and Irving is up and will be able to continue. Fast Freddy has many magic potions that he ministers to these ball players, and that one is called smelling salts. Here he comes. Look how he runs. Gets a nice round of applause. Strikers with a free kick outside the Cosmos 35. Maurice Whittle sets up the ticket. 2:51 on the board. He hits it. Here's the shot, deflected high in the air. Racing for it, Canaglia boots the ball away from Dusnip. Georgie vying for it, tackles it out of bounds on the near side. Be a throw-in for Etherington of the Cosmos. Back in his own end of the field. Throws it back inside the 35. Back in on Carlos Alberto. His job is to sweep up everything around that goal area and give the goalkeeper protection, and he does an excellent job. He doesn't do a lot of tackling, but he's quick with those feet, a finesser. Here's the crossing pass off the left side. We're going to get a foul once again called on Werner Roth for hitting the man instead of the ball, number 4 of the Cosmos. And the Strikers, the foul, I beg your pardon, was on the Strikers that time. A little retaliation. David Proctor on Roth. So the free kick goes to the Cosmos, back in their own end of the field. Clock shows 2:14. Here's the pass into the midfield circle. Roth ahead to Garbett. Garbett, right side, Roth. Roth ahead to Garbett inside the 35-yard line. Back heels it. Back heels it again. Changes directions on Proctor. Garbett having a trouble finding a man open. Here's Hunt inside the 35. Off to the far side. Tony Whalen kicks the ball away out of bounds off the far side touchline. Pelé, Beckenbauer cannot come back in. Field, their front line, in this overtime period. And neither can the Strikers players substituted for. Here's Alberto to Garbett. We have 1:35 left to go in the first 7.5-minute overtime period. Score tied 2-2. Here's Etherington, marked closely by Whittle. Whittle gets the ball away from him. Etherington overran the ball. Here's Whittle, the chip upfield. Irving is down there, but so is a defender, Roth. And he boots the ball back in on Messing. Messing, the goalkeeper, comes out, rolls it up the middle to Carlos Alberto. And Alberto will start the attack. 1:12 left to go in his first 7.5-minute overtime period. Back to midfield. These gentlemen are super athletes. They have to be in this heat and humidity to run up and down this field in these conditions. Here's Sono's crossing pass. Canaglia, left side of the box, taken away by Tim Parkin. Parkin will clear it out upfield. The long clearing kick back to the midfield area. Half volley trap by Morius. Over to Dusnip, and he can't get the ball by Bobby Smith, but the rebound taken by Chadwick down to Dusnip. They better get it out of there. They do. Back to midfield. Smith, but Proctor off the head. Chest trap being marked closely by Mifflin from behind. So Mifflin steals the ball away. Back to Sono. We have 30 seconds to go in the overtime. Pass to Hunt. Inside the box, offsides is going to be called on the Cosmos.
The linesman called that, Rick, and that was an excellent call because he was running in front of the ball, and the linesman saw it and called it very correctly.
15 seconds to go in the first 7.5-minute overtime. Here's Aguirre up across the midfield line. Here's the lead ahead. Proctor off the right wing, racing for it is Irving. Alberto. Irving takes it away from him into the box. Centers out in front, and no time left. Ball goes out across the goal line. So that's the end. No, wait a minute. That's the end of the first 7.5-minute overtime period.
They just change goals and keep on going. There's no
change goals and keep
out.
on going. That's right. Nobody scores. In the next 7.5 minutes, we will get a shootout. If you have never seen a shootout, you are in for a thrill. So now the Cosmos will be going from our right to our left toward the west goal. The Strikers will be going toward the east goal. The goals in the game thus far: Irving at 12:45 of the first period. Pelé 61:09. Scored, of course, in the second period on a free kick. Whittle put the Strikers ahead at 62:15 a minute later with a shot from 24 yards out. And then Canaglia on an open goal at 84-17 tied it up for the Cosmos. So the fans are getting their money's worth, but they came to see a Striker win. And the Strikers have not been able to win thus far. 7.5 more minutes or less to play in this overtime period. The maximum for any regulation game, which this is being played as, 15-minute overtime and then shootouts, before we even can think about a 30-minute overtime period. Of course, the Strikers would have to win to get into the 30 minutes. All right, here's a Gary pass off the kickoff down to Piper. Piper, a long chip down into the box. Proctor over his head, rolls out left side of the box. Dusnip into the box, crosses into the middle. Pass knocked away by Garbett. Ball rolling loose back out at the 35-yard line. Cosmos have control of it. Pass dropped back for Garbett, intercepted by David Chadwick. Chadwick has Irving out in front, inside the 35, down the right side of the box, right corner of the box to Irving, comes back toward the middle. Passes back toward the middle, a bad pass. Whittle hurries to get to it in front of Etherington. Now clears over to Dusnip. They try to hit Whittle again. Goes in, the ball is tackled away by Alberto. Here's the pass off the far side. Cosmos now have control of it. Tackle away over there, and we're going to get ball going out across the touchline. Referee allows the ball to continue in play. Dusnip was tripped up on the play. Bob Smith throws it in back to Alberto. We have 6:26 to go in this second 7.5-minute overtime period. Score tied 2-2. Pelé, Beckenbauer, Field on the bench. The stars for the Cosmos. Here's a crossing pass to the far side of the field. Chest trap, pass inside. Tenor for Canaglia, knocked down by Tony Whalen. Whalen out across the Strikers 35. Up across the midfield. Up the near side touchline. Drops it back for Chadwick. Marked by Sono. Shoves him, knocks him down. We get a foul on Sono, and Chadwick will get a free kick. David Chadwick, Strikers' assistant coach. Here it is again. Sono just hit it from behind. The chip into the box, up the goal. Proctor heads the ball out. Foot trap, Dusnip. Brings it back to the middle. Shoots. Wide. Off to Messing's left across the goal line. Goal kick for the Cosmos. 5:27 left to go in this second overtime period. We're going to get timeout for a Striker substitution. George Nanshaw, the Strikers' top rookie, who's coming off a pulled hamstring. He played against the Cosmos the other night, was not effective. Nanshaw on the season. 8 goals, 6 assists, 22 points. He finished second, I understand, in the Rookie of the Year balloting for the North American Soccer League. Some defender out of Seattle by the name of McAllister won it. So Nanshaw with some scoring prowess in that left boot of his. Let's see what he can do. Cosmos bring it up. Moraes across the midfield line. Chip inside the 35. Whittle gets it out to Aguirre on the interception. Back at midfield. Here comes Aguirre. Aguirre looks for the lead pass. Looking right, looking left. Ahead to Irving. Irving inside. Shoots wide. Off to Messing's right side. Goal kick for the Cosmos. 4 minutes, 44 seconds to play in the second overtime period. If there's no scoring in the overtime, we'll go to a shootout.
That was a beautiful pass, and if it was on his right side, he would have scored.
Irving has the first goal of the game, and they've done a pretty good job on taking care of him since then. Here's Alberto with it, number 25. Chip up to the near side of the field. Sono heads the ball back so he can trap the ball himself. Back to Moraes. Moraes clears to Ramon Mifflin. Mifflin at the midfield circle. Moving cautiously, caressing the ball, as we say. The long chip down the far side to young Gary Etherington. He can't get it. Strikers will get a throw in from the far sideline. We have exactly 4 minutes to go in this second overtime. Score tied 2-2. The people on the bench cannot come back into the game until we get into a situation where we have this particular period concluded. Banks Clearing kick upfield. Ball is Nanchoff trying to get a boot on it. Tony Whalen hustling upfield. Takes the ball away. Nanchoff a little bit slow in getting there. Hunt out hustles him for it back across the midfield line. And we got a handball called on the Cosmos. The Strikers will get the clear. Here's Lugg down the right side. Arches the ball for Chadwick. Inside the 35. Crosses the Nanchoff the middle. George out in front. Off the right side. Drops it back for Chadwick. The chip into the goal area. Messing up. And Irving can't get there for the header. So Messing, the goalkeeper, clears it out with the throw up across the 35. 3 minutes to play in the second overtime period. Here's the chip by Mifflin. Down to Canalia. Harkin gets inside him. Rolls it back in on Banks. And Banks will clear it out. Canalia scored the tying goal at 84-17 when Banks had come out, tried to get his hands on the ball to help the defense. There was an open net, and Canalia just rammed it by into an open net. Here's Smith off the far side, inside the midfield line. Chips down inside the 35. Jomo Sono brings it back out with the right foot, the left foot being pursued. Pass ahead to Canalia, back to Sono, winds up, rips a shot wide across the goal line. Banks will get a goal kick on the clearing opportunity. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to play in the overtime. Gets it out to Lugg.
Rick, both teams know that whoever takes the shot and puts it in the net ends the game. So therefore, they're taking a lot of shots from outside the penalty area, trying to fake somebody out and get the ball in.
Here's Mifflin, tries to get the ball, intercepted by Piper. Piper ahead to Chadwick. Chadwick down to the 35, reverses directions. Crossing past to Nanchoff at midfield. George, top the penalty arc. Makes up his mind to go left. Now drops it back over there for Proctor. Proctor crosses to Piper off the near side. Half volley trap. Winds up. Ball headed out in the air up the penalty box. Back out in front. Chadwick gets a boot on it. Gary keeps it inside the 35. Is tackle off the ball by Mifflin. We're going to get a whistle back there at the 35-yard. No, they keep the ball in play. Referee had raised his hand and then he lowered it. Nanchoff top of the arc. Sono marks him, gets a pass back to Aguirre. Strikers Bobby Aguirre with the ball. Tackle off by Sono, and we got a collision back there, and we're going to get a foul on Aguirre. He picked Sono up with one hand and dropped him to the ground. I guess
Rick Sono was holding him, and when Aguirre went to hold him back, he got the penalty. He was seen second.
All right, Alberto. Here's the clearing kick. Upfield, a missed header. Ball is rolling on the near side. Hunt goes for it. We got a whistle back here. 47 seconds, 45 seconds. Free kick for the Cosmos off the striker penalty. Mifflin chips toward the goal area. Up they go for the header. Headed out by the striker defense. Piper with the ball. 35 seconds to go in the overtime. Cross off the left side. Nanchoff, crazy horse. Up across the midfield. Down to the 35. Inside the 35, overruns the ball. Now we got 25 seconds. He's still moving laterally back toward the middle. Here's Chadwick, top the penalty arc. Moves in toward the box, into the box. Left side, drops it back for Nanchoff. Back to Chadwick, left side of the box, 13 seconds. Chadwick, top the arc, crosses the near side, and we got a whistle on the play. Ball is deflected back out inside the 35, into the box. Here comes Hunt. No time left. Shot is high, and that'll be all the overtime. So now that we have completed the overtime and the score is tied 2-2, now comes the fun part.
Rick, there is no timeout now. The only thing is the referee is going to have to set up. In order to set up, he has to get a card from each coach designating the 5 ball players who will take the shootout shots. They will alternate. They will start with the Cosmos. Cosmos will take the first shot, then they change goalies, and then the Strikers will take a shot. And they will alternate until 5 shots are taken. Whoever scores the most goals will end up the winner of this game.
All right, if the teams remain tied after the prescribed 5 attempts, they shall continue to take alternate kicks until one has scored more than the other after an equal number of attempts. Only players in the game at the end of the overtime period shall be eligible to take such kicks. So Ron Newman is now down talking with the official, designating the 5 players that he wants to take. The shootout against Shep Messing. Now, the way this works is that, let's bring you up to date on the record thus far. Gordon Banks hasn't lost a shootout this year that I can recall. He won one against Toronto.
Rick, we have had only 2 shootouts, one against Toronto and one against San Jose, and we have won them both.
So now he's going to go. The other official linesman on the other side of the field is getting the players that Coach Eddie Fermani wants to take his. The visiting team will kick first, and each team will take 5 chances in alternate order. Attacking players will start with the ball on the 35-yard line and must take their shot within 5 seconds. The goalkeepers have no movement restrictions within the 5-second period. They can come out and do anything they want to cut down the angle to try to block the shootout attempt. So the advantage in some quarters you would think would be to the goalkeeper. And Steve Hunt, the youngster from Aston Villa, number 11, the 20-year-old, has been designated as the first man to take the kick against Gordon Banks. And the shootout will occur down here at the west end of the field to our left. Norman Piper will be the first kicker for the Strikers. Maurice Whittle and Pelé are the best free kickers on both teams. All right, the fans are setting up the chant, Gordon Banks, Gordon Banks. Now, as we said, the kicker must see the ball marked at the 35-yard line. The kicker has to boot it within 5 seconds. There are no restrictions on what the goalkeeper can do to prevent the ball from going in within 5 seconds. Each club is allowed 5 kicks. For instance, if the Strikers would emerge after 5 kicks with 3 successful ones and the Cosmos 2, then the Strikers would win. It's the team that gets the most by the goalkeeper. Each team gets 5 shots until an advantage has been gained. All right, Steve Hunt against Gordon Banks. Gordon Banks was playing professional soccer when Steve Hunt was born. So, the final official stats in the regulation play, 31-24 shots on goals, Cosmos' favor. Saves, Banks 15, 8 for Messing. 7 corner kicks for the Cosmos, 5 for the Strikers. Fouls, 24 on the Strikers, 15 for the Cosmos. 3 offside Strikers, 5 Cosmos. All right, here we go. Now, keep your eye closely on the kicker. Here comes Hunt. Now, he didn't start properly. The official was not pleased. They had to start the watch on him, and apparently the timepiece was not functioning properly. So he'll do it again. He has 5 seconds to get the ball away. If he doesn't within 5 seconds, he loses the kick. Piper will take the first kick for the Strikers. Since the Cosmos are the visiting team, they get the first kick. Here comes Hunt. All the way. He's in. He makes it. Banks came out. He got it by him. So the Cosmos have a 1-0 advantage. Now, Messing will come into that. We'll take it again. Watch how far he came in. All the way into the penalty box. Banks made his move, and it went underneath him. Off to his left side. Norman Piper can even it up if he gets it by Messing. Norman Piper, number 14, for the Strikers. 5 seconds he has to get the ball away once he starts it, once he hits it. Here he comes. Piper Messing out, shoots. He missed the net completely. Piper missed the goal completely. So the Cosmos have a 1-goal advantage. Here he comes. Now watch him. See if he took his ball. He kept his eye on the ball. But it went, just missed. Messing might have gotten a fingertip on it. Jomo Sono will take goal kick number 2. The Cosmos have an advantage now, 1-0 after 1 kick. George Nanchoff will be the second kicker for the Strikers. Sono on Banks. Here he comes. Into the penalty arc. Right, shoots, hits it. 2-0. Cosmos have a 2-0 advantage. And he came up lame. Let's watch it again. He forces the goalkeeper to commit himself. Forces Banks to come out. And then hits it. As Banks had committed himself to his left, he hit it off to Gordon's right. All right, here's George Nanchoff on Messing. Cosmos 2-goal advantage. This is Nanchoff, the second kicker for the Strikers. He goes into the penalty arc. Here it is. He is blocked. And things do not look good. I'll tell you, one more shot. And it could be the Cosmos. Here's the slow-mo again. Nanchoff waited a little bit too long, and Messing had the advantage. If they make another one, the Strikers would then have to make all of theirs, while the Cosmos miss the rest of theirs. Ramon Mifflin, the Peruvian midfielder, is the third kicker. It's the team who gets the advantage, where the other team cannot surmount it in the shootout. Here comes Mifflin on Banks. Shoots, deflected out, so they missed one. So the Strikers have a chance at it. David Proctor will be the next kicker. Here comes Mifflin. As we're looking at it again on television, he hits it, and Banks came out, got a hand on it, knocked it out. Proctor won a shootout here for the Strikers. Now, if he makes one, there's still 2 kicks remaining, so for each side, so the Strikers would have a chance. The Strikers will have to make one. All right, Proctor gives him a little jiggle on top, tells the referee he's not ready yet. Cosmos have made 2. Hunt and Sono. Piper and Nanchoff missed theirs. Mifflin missed his. So this is the third kick for the Strikers. They almost have to make this one. Here's Proctor. Shoots, knocked down. No good. And that's it. There is...
They won. That's the end of the game, Rick.
That's it. Wait a minute. They're only leading with a 2-goal advantage. The Cosmos thought that they had won the game, and so did Krikor, but it's not over with yet. Now, if they make this one, it'll be over with. And Terry Garbutt will take it. They have a 2-goal advantage in the shootout. The Strikers have made none. Here comes Garbutt forward. Banks falls down, and it's in there. That's it. And the Cosmos have won. This is for real this time. Banks slipped as he came out and went to the ground, got a hand on the ball. And if we can, we'll take another look at it as Garbutt did not have a good, hard shot, but the Cosmos win in a shootout. Here it comes again. Now watch Garbutt. Banks comes out. Now watch him. He slips. Got a hand on it, but the ball is deflected into the net. So the Cosmos win in a shootout, scoring 3 out of their 4, while the Strikers took 3 attempts, could not score at all. And what an inglorious end to a glorious season for the Fort Lauderdale Strikers. I want to say here and now, it's been a great pleasure for us to have been associated with this organization on the season. For Krikor Yepremian, to Ron Newman, to the Robbie family, to the Strikers team. They tried valiantly, but just did not have the firepower. And we wish the Cosmos all the best and hope they go all the way. And our thanks also to our friends at Surf 16, Gene Milner, for his support and his contribution to soccer, the broadcast of the games on Surf 16 throughout the 1977 season. For Channel 2, for also allowing us the privilege to bring you the contest tonight. The final result was the Cosmos coming out on top in a shootout as they converted 3 out of 4 shootouts against Gordon Banks, shootout goals, and the Strikers were blocked on their first 3 attempts. Krikor, I know that you're disappointed.
Rick, I'm disappointed in the result today, but I'm not disappointed in the way the ball players played. They gave it all they had. Too much firepower from New York. New York seems to have everything. I would be surprised if they don't go to the soccer ball and win it all. They have everything, bench power, big stars, good ball players, We gave them their money's worth today, but it wasn't enough. I can't take anything away from our ball players, though. We are proud of them, and I know next year we'll come back and try to win it all. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, Krikor, and the final score will revert to 3-2.
Yep.
Cosmos win on the shootout, 3-2. So good luck to the Cosmos and good luck to the Strikers in the future. The Strikers, in their first year, went a long way, won the Eastern Division Championship. Our congratulations to the organization for a very successful year and to all the fans of Broward County for their magnificent support. This is Rick Weaver with Krikor Yepremian. Al Book, thanking you for joining us, and if it's possible, a pleasant good evening.